So let's get one thing clear before we get too far down the rabbit hole here. This is going to be Japanese only games. So you're not going to be seeing stuff like Super Mario World. You're not going to be seeing stuff like Yoshi's Island. You're not going to be seeing games that were actually released in America. Also, real quick, before I actually end up forgetting, I am not some sort of news channel or scripting AI generated human being that's going to script out a ton of games and then read the list to you. This is just me sharing all of the Super Famicom games, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different here and just kind of browsing some retro nostalgia type stuff online as you witness the next hour. It's a little bit over an hour worth of footage. I already pre-recorded it. And you're going to see all the games. It has like gameplay, it has the genre, it has a description of the game and all of that kind of stuff. I'm just going to ramble my mouth because I am incredibly good at talking. So I should, in fact, be able to ramble my mouth throughout the next hour. So just wanted to say that so that people don't nitpick and complain about me not like reading a script to them. So right here, we're going to be going over the best Super Nintendo games that were only released in Japan from an article over on Game Rant. Because, dude, first of all, and also really quickly before people leave or go ahead and leave the comment because it actually supports the video anyway. But the footage that you're seeing here was pre-recorded with the 12 terabyte Kinhank drive. And if you like that, it is in it's one of the links in the description. It's like one of the best consoles or the best piece, whatever. The link is in the description to my little emulation setup. All right, so the first game here, Dragon Quest V. I'm not going to lie, man, this is a super new console for me, which is kind of the reason that I'm doing this here is because I literally, there's 0%. I mean, unless you just simply want me to like record the footage and then just like upload it without like any commentary or anything, but as far as I'm concerned, that would bore the living crap out of me. So anyway, and plus there's like millions of other people that have already done that. You know, I like to put a little bit more effort and like communicate with human beings. So the first game here is Dragon Quest V. So the first 4 Dragon Quest games came out in the United States under the Dragon Warrior moniker. It's a weird word. I'm pretty sure they actually remade these pretty recently. Like, didn't they like re-release these on the Nintendo Switch? I could be incorrect about that, but I'm pretty sure that they ended up re-releasing these. Also, let me know like which one of the games that you're seeing in the footage here that you would actually recommend me play, dude, because there's so many cool, fun looking games. I was blown away at like how many games I like saw that just, first of all, especially the English translated one, because this drive, it literally tells you like, whatever, it tells you English version of it. I don't know. I don't have the like, I can't even think of the word that I want to tell you right now. That's how incredibly smart I am. I'm not the most articulate human being. If you even know what that word is, you're probably smarter than me. It means that you know a lot of words. That's my definition of it, bro. All right, so let's come down here. The next game, Final Fantasy V. Nah. Hold up. The 10 best Super Nintendo games that never released out of Japan. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys here, okay? While I just said there's a lot of really fun, cool looking games that were like in Japan, I have never been a Japanese RPG type of gamer. I haven't been an RPG gamer, period. With that said, I do like the action RPGs. Like, dude, I find the turn-based combat incredibly freaking boring. It is so boring. I don't like, dude, I'm just being real. That's just my personal opinion. I do realize that they're very popular, especially over in Japan. So I am more into the like action RPGs, which is why the Final Fantasy stuff, dude, it's never been my thing. One of my favorite RPGs like ever, and I know, well, that's not a retro game, is Destiny. And in all fairness, that game is what I started YouTube with. Like that, or well, technically I didn't start YouTube with that. Like, for any of you that remember the Ouya, that's technically that was like the first video I ever uploaded. I found this like little Mario ripoff. And for For any of you that don't know what an Ouya was, it was like a little Android box. It was dedicated for, well, it was technically just an Android gaming box, but most people used it for emulation. Um, and I found this like little Mario ripoff game, right? And I uploaded it to Facebook. And one of my friends was like, or whatever, one of the people on Facebook, because let's be real, people just add you as a friend on Facebook for no, oh, hey, I know this guy, let me add him. Whatever. Somebody on Facebook said to upload it to YouTube. I did. And like I had a really bad childhood, man. I didn't grow up. I don't want to get too far down there, but I didn't really have the best. I didn't really have the best life up to like age 30, dude. Like my whole life kind of sucked pretty much. I mean, so from age 0, like the first like second that I was born up to about 10 years old, like that period of my life was really good. Like that period of my life was incredible. It was awesome. And that's unfortunately for me, man, that's kind of where my like memories stop. And then after that, um from age 10 to about it was mostly like 28, but from age 28 to 30, I was really struggling in recovery. So like 20 years of my life pretty much just doesn't have any good memories in it. Like from age 10 to 14, there was a lot of bad things that happened to me, not just like being seriously bullied at school, but something happened to me with my neighbor and stuff, and that led to me finding food and comfort. I gained a ton of weight with that. Kids bullied me, and it wasn't really bullying, man. It was more abuse and like, yeah, like I was actually scared to go to school because there's this like group of kids that like they were very popular. So like other kids would laugh when they would push me over the table, the bench and stuff. They would like punch me if we were playing football outside and I was playing with my actual friends. I wasn't able to like comfortably play football. I was concerned because like it wasn't like they were like tackling me at football, dude. Like it was like abuse. Like they would use us playing football as an excuse to just like to hurt me, man. Or like if I was like talking to some friends, like they'd go like crouch down behind me and push me over. So yeah, dude. So I was like just freaked out to go to school and stuff. And thankfully he's in jail now. He's been arrested like 3 or 4 times. I genuinely hope that he just whatever unalives himself. So either way, dude, I don't really know why I was going down that. But anyways, from age 0 to 10, that's really like where all my good memories come from. And that's one of the main reasons that I like retro stuff so much, the nostalgia stuff. And that's because it makes me feel good. But anyways, I really don't even remember why I was explaining that. This is what I was saying. I'm pretty good at rambling my mouth. I'm really good at talking about, especially about stuff that literally I completely forget about. I'm really good at that. I really am. I'm super good at that. But anyways, I know that it was something about, oh, so YouTube. Okay. That's where I was going. It always comes back to me, but I'm getting old, so I forget everything that I'm saying. Um, so anyways, I started with Ouya and I whatever posted it. And then like the reason I was explaining that is because I posted the video to YouTube after I posted it to Facebook. I actually listened to somebody and I posted it to YouTube. And it was, he still watches my videos. His name is Spubsy. Bro, if you're still watching this, that is so crazy. So he's my first subscriber ever. Because I'm gonna edit it and whatever. I'm gonna edit it differently. I'm not gonna post the exact same video to each channel, but I am gonna upload this to 2 of my channels. Just because this is more of like a chat and retro video, so I'm gonna upload it to both. Just obviously I'm not gonna duplicate my video. That is against YouTube's terms of service. But anyways, whatever. Really, am I gonna forget again, dude? Oh, so yeah. So, anyways, I posted it to YouTube. Spubsy is his name, and the reason I still remember his name because despite what everybody thinks about the game Bubsy, the Super Nintendo game Bubsy, bro, I liked that game. It was funny. It was like you freaking flying like. You just you fly through his jumping was, and I don't like it now. And like swirling through the water and stuff. And dude, like another one that that people really don't like, it was called Blob, or you play as this little like blue goo ball, and so you're like this, and his weapon is just like stretching himself out, and you like bump the enemy. I like that, and you crawl up the freaking walls. um I like that game. And there's still a game that I still have not found. And me and my best friend, my babysitter's son, who's like my best friend growing up. We Yeah, so we played a lot of Super Nintendo and Nintendo. And there was a spaceship game. And I don't know if it was because for some reason I don't know if it was like a Sega Genesis game. I don't know if because my dad said we had a Sega Genesis, but I don't remember. I was probably like way too young, and I just don't remember the Sega Genesis for some reason. But it was basically this like you could play. It wasn't a shooter game, but basically there was like a monster, like a big monster guy in each level, and your spaceship left this like trail, like there was a trail, and you could also play like against your friend, and basically the entire purpose of the game was to like make your friend or whoever you're playing with, or if you're playing single player, you play your boss, whatever, gets trapped in your like trail. That's basically what the point of the game was. Like there was like a trail that your spaceship would leave, and anything that hits your like trail like blows up. And dude, it's such a fun, at least from my memory. I haven't played it again because I can't remember what the frigging game was. I don't know if it was like Raiden or if it was Raiden. What's the other one there? I'm having a brain fart moment. Dude, yeah, I'm having a not a brain fart moment, but I've told people this before. I struggle with depersonalization and derealization, and especially this time of the year during winter, it gets really bad. Because I struggle with SAD or SAD, however, seasonal affective disorder, which is why I haven't been making very many videos throughout the past month, is because, dude, I really want people. I hope that my like enthusiasm and my like joy for what I'm doing like shines through my content. And I never, because I've made this mistake in the past with my other channels, I never want, at least from this, because I'm aware of it now, so I'm not going to do it anymore. But before I wasn't aware. But I never want that like complaining or whining or anger to come through in my content. Like I always want this to be a place where people can come and have fun and have a conversation and hang out and just basically have a friend to talk to. That's what I'm trying to do. That's the type of content that I want to make. I want to make content where people can come back, just hang out and basically hang out with a friend talking about stuff. That's what I want this channel to be. And I still actually remember what I was trying to get at, but I don't want to like move on from a different thing, which I probably should, because I literally, that just me saying that made me forget about what I was saying. But point being, I don't want this to be a channel, and I struggle with certain things. And this time of the year, that transition, it's like fall and spring are like, well, actually, spring is actually really good. The only reason that spring is like sort of bad is because there's a lot of like wetness and there's a lot of clouds. But I live in New Hampshire, so that going from summer to winter, I don't mind it anymore. I actually kind of like the winter now, because I pretty much got rid of all my sports cars and supercars. I have a freaking Corolla now. I don't care about flashing what I've done. I really just don't care about that kind of crap anymore. I made that huge mistake. So before I go down that rabbit hole, let me finish where I was going. Because I've been getting weird, way off topic. I uploaded the video to YouTube. Spubsy, the guy that that I mentioned, and went down that 15-minute rabbit hole there. It was a lot, because I still do. I still like my own videos. I don't care. I like my own comments too. I'll admit it. I don't give a shit. Then so I was like the first. I don't know if he was the one. He was the second. There's no way for me to be able to tell that, but he did comment, and it was like there was only like 3 subscribers on my channel at that point. So it was like I'm pretty sure he was like the first subscriber. Um, Yeah, dude, and just like that 20-year period of me just like being in hell pretty much. Which dude, I'm actually really grateful that I went through that now because it gives me this like relatability to other people that are also struggling. Um, that not very many others can actually do, you know? So anyways, it just that made me feel incredibly good to to like actually have somebody like watching my video and somebody like my video that wasn't me. And for some reason, and that's just really been the whole purpose of like why I continued to make YouTube videos throughout the past 14 years, dude. Um, is because that the community part of YouTube is really what drives me. It's what gives me that sense of purpose. Oh, you have to have a purpose to live your life. The freaking whatever business people fucking just so irritating. It really is it's so depressing where YouTube is going. But anyways, that's really why I've continued to do what I do on YouTube. Is just that community, that connection, that sharing stuff with like-minded people. I have gotten trapped in the business stuff before. So it started with affiliate marketing, right? Like it actually started with affiliate marketing. I'm really going down the rabbit holes here. This is what I'm saying. We've got an hour. We still have another 45 minutes. We got plenty of time. But anyways, it started with affiliate marketing because that 20-year period of my life being in kind of misery is so from age like it was I don't it was like 13 or 14 to age 18, and I mean like that whole period. I'm not talking about like a couple years out of this period. I'm talking about I was maybe out of these places like a total of like 2 or 3 months. Like I'm talking this whole like 5 to 6 year period or 4 to 5. Yeah, 4 to 5, whatever. Age 14 to 18 was residential centers, inpatient programs, psych wards, emergency rooms. So listen, dude, like this whole period, okay, was those things. It was because I struggled with bulimia, anorexia, OCD, anxiety, and depression. I'm mentally broken. I don't call it that anymore. I did call it mentally broken. I'm actually going to say this to you now, but anyway, so that was like that whole period when I turned eight. I don't want to forget because this is going to be super helpful for anybody else that's struggling. So I'm going to put this here. So that whole period was just like hospitals, so I could actually stay alive. And then when I turned 18, you're able to refuse treatment from these places. So my parents kicked me out of my house. Get along with my parents now. I love them. I would have done the same thing if I had a kid that was whatever going through what I didn't get kicked out immediately. They like let me live with them for like a year, but I was just putting my family through way too much. So, anyways, eventually they kicked me out probably like 6 months after I turned 18 and was refusing treatment from these places. So I was homeless for like 2 years. The first year, I live in New Hampshire. And the first year it was really, really cold out. The police knew where I was. I was living under a bridge. They picked me up because it was like blizzarding. It was extremely cold out. And they took me to the police station. And there was this lady there that would give you a voucher, and she put me up in a motel for like 2 years. And then I ended up getting on welfare, like Social Security disability, and I pretty much was just on welfare for the next 8 years in a like dark pit. And then I found YouTube. And when I found YouTube, and that's kind of like for the first time in my life, dude, I actually felt like I had a reason to like do something other than whatever I was going through. Okay. Um, so yeah, and then I started my YouTube journey when I was about like I want to say like 24, dude. So 24 to like whatever 28, I kind of like was just like doing both worlds, and then like when I finally started making a decent amount of money, I was like, dude, like you have a lot going for you. Like this is stupid that you're dealing with all this crap over here. Like, so I entered recovery around 28 years old, and I went full into YouTube, and because that was like my coping. That was like to get rid of all the crap and I still am going to tell you guys this. I still have this hand up for a reason. To get rid of all this crap, I needed to replace it with something else that I actually enjoyed, because anybody that's going through this stuff, oh, just journal, oh, just play a video game, oh, just watch a movie or find a hobby. Dude, nothing interests you. Like nothing interests you. So like you're struggling with, oh, just do this, oh, just do that, oh, you just got to do this, oh, you just take this pill. Like nothing interests you, dude. So like while these people telling you this crap may have the best of intentions, it's just irrelevant until you actually find something that means something to you. And that's what I'm saying. Like that sense of a purpose that YouTube gave me, man, it gave me a reason to just live, pretty much. So anyways, then I found Destiny, and that's when everything took off. So you can imagine this, like I was homeless, I was on welfare, and like all this crap, just kind of struggling to get by, having to go to food pantries and crap. Um, the PS5, dude, it's so crazy. This COVID-19 is like literally what changed my life. It's so funny. So anyways, like COVID hit, right? And I was making like PlayStation 5 videos at that time period. Um, and nobody could get a PS5. So it was like 6 months period. I'm just like, dude, like I couldn't even get one. Um, and I didn't really have money at that time period. So like I wasn't willing to pay, $1,500 for a freaking console. Like just like many other people, right? So like I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like I got to find something else to do. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like start making computer videos, which I didn't do at first. But I'm like, I'm trying to like look up, okay, what kind of gaming PC do I need in order for this? What do I gotta do for this? And I'm like, oh my God, how do I build a computer? I was just very confused. So like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a pre-built computer, take it apart, and put it back together. So I did that. And then like that gave me that creative imaginative spark. And again, I'm still gonna go back to this, I promise you. That creative spark was like, oh dude, like if this was all confusing me, this has to confuse other people. So I made this video, like the top 10 gaming PC, or the top 5 pre-built gaming PCs, whatever, better than a PS5 or something like that, under $1,000. That was like the first video. And then I had this like massive following. It's like 70,000 subscribers, all there for PS5 content. So they're all in the same situation as me, dude. Like trying to they're like, whatever. They couldn't get or a good majority of them also couldn't get a PS5. So I uploaded that, dude. And whatever. So like they all watched it and like do that video. Within the first week, that video blew up to like 100,000 views. And the reason I explain this, and this is when my life changed, is because all the links to those, there were affiliate links. There were affiliate links over to Amazon. And like people don't pay extra money for that. Like they don't pay extra for clicking your link and going over to Amazon. All that does is Amazon gives me money because I basically marketed stuff and sent people over to the website free of charge. So Amazon doesn't have to pay for marketing or running ads. So they compensate creators like myself that actually help them do that. And they give people like me money. And dude, you could imagine like $1,000 computers with 100,000 views within a week. And you have to keep in mind that there's a 24-hour cookie that Amazon has. And basically what that means is like anything that people buy within the next 24 hours, I'm also going to earn money from. So like when people are buying a pre-built, they need a mouse, they need a keyboard, they need a microphone, they need a gaming monitor, they need a desk, they need a mat. They need so much other crap. So at the end of the day, like people aren't just going over there and I'm earning money from a $1,000 computer. There's like another $1,000 that they need for other crap. And if they don't even get a better computer than that. And dude, within the first like month, I made like $60,000. I was like, and that's like when I dropped everything. That's when I like got rid of the welfare stuff. That's when I got rid of the food stamps. So there was probably a transition, like because in spite what people think, dude, a lot of people that are actually on welfare, they make it very hard to get off of all of that. It's not just like, oh, you have to make this amount of money and then just drop it. No, dude, they make it very, very, very difficult for people to actually get off of that shit. especially if you don't understand how it all works, which is what happened to me. So pretty much before that, right? So before that, this is so let me explain this because I don't want to keep holding my hand up. So the reason I struggled throughout this period is so it's a systematic loop, and I understand this because I started my own business. I don't really do it anymore, but so I understand the systematic loops and systems that this crap is. So you have a doctor, they give you a pill, they refer you to a therapist, they then label you something, which gives you an excuse to be that thing that they're labeling you. They then refer you to the psychiatrist, who is the best of both worlds. They're going to prescribe you a pill, and they're also going to make you come back over and over and over again to continue consuming that pill so that they can continue to label you something, giving you even more of an excuse to continue being that thing. So there's a systematic loop: doctor, therapist, psychiatrist, doctor, therapist, psychiatrist, constantly giving you this excuse to remain struggling. That is why people like deal with this crap, is because they're labeled something, they identify as it, and then they continue to struggle. So the way the human brain works is there's an animal, reptilian, whatever. This is where all your habits, this is where all your cravings, this is where your heart's beating without saying, hey, heartbeat. You're breathing without saying, hey, I need to breathe. So that's where all this crap is. And then there's the prefrontal cortex, it's the physical you that gives you a choice to do anything. Like, I'm physically choosing to make this video. So there's like this brain separation. I'm not going to go too far down the whatever neuroscience stuff, but that's why people struggle with that crap. That's why I had this 20-year period, is because I was unaware of the actual brain neuroscience stuff of why I was actually dealing with all this crap. So I'm not going to go over like 5 hours worth of neuroscience and explain it all to you, but that's why like you struggle throughout this period, is because you're labeled something, you identify as that thing, and rather than suffer, and I know this is going to sound dark and messed up, but when you don't just go get a fix from a doctor, or you don't have somebody else cure you or tell you what to do, when you sit through something and suffer through it, it sucks, right? It does. It sucks, man. But that suffering, when if you're trying to learn about it, and you're trying, like, you contemplate about it, you meditate about it, try to figure out why, you be curious about it. You wonder, like, okay, why is this thought coming up? You're like, okay, so this happened because of this, so why? For me, what I know this is going to be sounding, this is getting into like some really like not god like spiritual stuff, but like some woo woo like crap. So what helped me get through this is realizing this is consciousness unconsciously creating. So there is a purpose for everything. Not everything happens for a reason, but there's a purpose. Like, there's an actual purpose for everything that happens. So these sufferings, these terrible parts of your life, they allow you to, if you're willing to like actually learn about, like, trying to figure out why are you suffering, and you actually just want to get through it without so if you want to get better, and you're willing to like push through that suffering, it allows you to, it's more meaningful. It's like, what easy thing do you remember? What has ever just like poofed into your life, and you really appreciate it, and it was just like, wow, you still remember it. Not very many things, dude. Like, it's always the really hard, difficult, terrible times that really like wake you up. Okay. Why the frig am I even talking about this? Oh my God. So anyways, yeah, I don't remember why I know I should have kept holding my hand up, because I literally did that anyway. But anyways, yeah, dude. Point being, my life kind of sucked. And that's why people struggle with stuff, is because they identify as something that dude, I'm not saying that like doctors and therapists and psychiatrists are bad. Like, they probably have really good intentions, But they themselves are unaware of what they're doing. They don't realize that they're labeling you something which you then identify as, which gives you an excuse to stay there, regardless of whether or not like they are helping you, because you now identify as this thing. So you are this thing. Think about every kid on this planet ever. How many kids do you know aren't the happiest, most joyful little creature to exist? They wear costumes without a care in the world of what anybody else thinks. They play with toys and they use their imagination and they're creative. They're just like, oh my God, whoa. They then tie a piece of yarn to Spider-Man and swing it. Oh, I'm Spider-Man. Whoa, oh my God. They play a video game. Oh, they're literally in the video. Oh, they are the game. They're literally enjoying the game because they feel like they're in it. They color crayons that don't look like anything. They show their parents their scribbles as if it's some sort of like magnificent piece of artwork. And the reason that kids are so happy, dude, and they don't like, there's no like, at least if they have like a good kid, like if they're not being like beaten up and crap, and you get my point. Like if they exist in a good environment, they're like the happiest little creatures ever. And the reason that is, dude, is because they're not being labeled anything. They're not identifying as anything. They're just curious about everything. Like, what is the number one question they all ask? Why? Your mom explains something to you, but like 5 words later, why? 5 words later, why? 5 words later, why? 5 words later, how? 7 words later, why? Why? How? Why? How? Why? How? Why? The moment that transition of them like being the happiest little things ever is when, first of all, they now understand what labels are. They've had all their questions, whys and hows answered. So they have all this, and then they finally become aware of everybody judging them. And to everybody that, oh, I don't judge anybody. I'm a really good person. I don't judge anyone. Dude, who said anything about it being a bad judgment? Who said anything about it being negative? This is a good guy right here. Oh, is that not a judgment? Oh, this is a good guy. I like being around this guy because he's really funny. Is that not a judgment right there? You like this person because he's funny. That is an opinionated judgment. You thinking somebody is funny doesn't mean I am also going to think this guy is funny. So that's that transition. They now identify as this. You're the goofy friend. You're the guy that rambles his mouth into the microphone and forgets all the time. You're the guy that struggles with this. You're the guy that identifies with that. That dude, can you see, does that like not make sense to you? So yeah, dude. I really don't remember why. I'm going to get back to the actual video. I'm so sorry that, and if anybody has any questions, because a lot of you have probably just been sitting here waiting for me to actually say what I had intended to. And I really don't remember what I was talking about. I really don't. But anyways, dude. Oh, so YouTube stuff. And yeah, dude. I really am getting so far down these rabbit holes. So I made that video and I made all that money, and that sucked me into the affiliate stuff. So but the difference between me and a lot of business people is like I never chased anything, or well, that like few months I did. But dude, you could imagine what that was like after all that period of my life, just really like having nothing. And just like within a few months, dude, just like my income just like exploded through the roof. And so what I was saying, the reason I was going to, okay, so it's all coming back to me now. It always does. We will get back to the video. I still got like another 30 minutes, so I can continue. All right. So anyways, did I really just do that this whole time period? Well, hold up 1 second. I didn't realize that I failed you guys. Hang on 1 sec. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Well, anyways, at least you guys were able to see a little bit more of the footage. So anyways, let's actually go. Let's come back here. Man, that kind of irritates me that happened. Well, whatever. I'll edit it differently, I guess. Uh, so anyways, so this all this stuff and like whatever, I didn't know the highest grade I ever finished, because what I said about being in hospitals, it wasn't that I didn't choose to like whatever, like finish school or anything. Like the highest grade that I finished was, I want to say seventh grade. Seventh or eighth grade was the highest grade that I finished. And then like that's literally when my whole life became hospitals. Um, and I never got my GED or anything because like YouTube, man, like really did change I haven't needed to go to school and get an education. I haven't needed to do that. So anyways, first of all, had no idea of what even taxes were. So when I started YouTube, there's like this 4-year period of like just not filing taxes at all. And I see a video on YouTube about tax. Somebody I was watching about complaining about taxes. And I sent the link over to my mom asking her, like, am I supposed to do this? Yes, Dan, you're supposed to do that. Okay. So I go and I did it. Of course, they never sent me any letters. Hey, you didn't file your taxes. Oh, hey, it's been 3 years since you haven't filed you should probably go do them there. Oh, thanks, IRS, for like just casually not even like trying or bothering to reach out. Appreciate you, dude. So anyways, yeah, so I went to H&R Block, did my taxes, and I owed them like a $27,000 fine. Paid that, obviously. I don't owe them any more money anymore. But now that IRS knows and they have all that information, again, I'm not complaining about this. I understand it was my fault for not doing any of this crap. And I will tell you why it frustrates me still to this day. So now IRS has all my information, and Social Security now sends me a letter. $53,000 fine. And the reason they sent me this freaking $53,000 fine is because at any point, I don't know what it is now, but when I was on all this stuff, I haven't been on it for a really long time now, so I don't know what the rules are now. But anyways, the whole like whatever 4 or 5 year period that I was making money on YouTube, each month they needed to know what I was making. So I would send that to them. For freaking 5 years, dude. They knew what I was. So yeah, they knew what I was making, and they would base whatever off of all this crap, right? So yeah, here's my income this month. Here's my income that month. Here's my income this month. Here's my income that month, right? I go file my friggin' taxes, and now again, I don't know what it is anymore, but during the period that I was on all this stuff, if at any point you have over $2,000 in the bank account, they're not supposed to pay you at all. So me being a smart, like responsible human being trying to save the money that I was making and, to like unscrew my life, they weren't supposed to pay me. Then you got the interest on all the fees they charge you. Then you got all the late stuff. Then you got all this stuff. Then you got all that crap. And yeah, dude. So that's why I'm irritated with that still. Is because they knew what I was making, all right? So that's why it's so irritating. But anyways, yeah. So in spite of what people think, when people are on this stuff, they're not necessarily choosing to be on all this crap, man. Like people need to realize that they make it very hard to get off of all this stuff, especially if you don't understand how it works, which is why I said what I just said. So regardless of all the late fees and crap, there was like this 3-month period of me like trying to get off of all this shit. Because they make it really hard to get off, even if you're making 60, 70, $80,000 a month, dude. They don't just like let you go. Like, hey, government, I'm making a pretty good amount of money now. I don't really need your help. No, they don't just like, oh, hey, see you later. So yeah, man. Whatever. So whatever. I'm pretty sure I explained everything there for whatever that. So yeah. So YouTube, back to the YouTube stuff. So the affiliate, I got sucked into the affiliate marketing crap for probably like 4 or 5 months. And because I started making so much money with the affiliate marketing stuff, and I was sending so much traffic over to Amazon, it's been out for a while now, but they launched this new program called the Amazon Influencer, and I still do this. It's called the Amazon Influencer Program. And basically what this is you make videos for the products on the listings on Amazon. And anytime somebody watches your video, you're going to earn money from that. And so during this period, I I started like building computers and because it's fun for me. I struggle with high functioning autism, so building stuff is really enjoyable. Like building Legos is fun for me as well. So building computers it's enjoyable for me. Um, so I started building computers and selling them, and I found this crazy loop of, and I still do this, or well, I don't really do it anymore because I got kind of burnt out with it. In all fairness, I don't really have to do anything for the rest of my life. Um, but not you might think that retiring is, it's not, dude, it sucks. It's not fun, which is like why these high base universal income things it scares me with AI and stuff right now, because people aren't going to have a reason to exist, and it honestly is kind of sad. But anyways, in spite of that, I found this crazy systematic loop to where I can do what I love, building computers and making videos. It's fun for me. I actually enjoy doing it. And I can literally give back to anybody that wants to buy a computer from me and charge them at no labor fees, no markups, nothing. Because so this is how I ran my business. I would buy all the parts with my own money. Amazon has a credit card that gives you 5% cash back. So so if I build a $4,000 computer today, a $5,000 computer tomorrow, a $4,000 computer 3 days from now, a $7,000 computer 4 days from now, because I ran a premium PC building business. I didn't build like junk little turd buckets. Because you have to stick out in some shape or form, which is why a lot of my computers are white, because not many people buy the white or build the white computers. There's a ton of people that buy them, um, because it is more expensive. So, anyways, I ran a premium business. Just, dude, you could imagine that, like $4,000, 5% just for buying the parts, let alone like actually like making the videos, the affiliate links, the YouTube revenue, and all that, and the brands like sending me like half of the crap inside of the computers. So let's get actually back so I don't confuse it, because this might be a value to you. Could even do this with whatever you want to do. So, anyways, I started building computers. I ordered everything with my own money to build the computers. So just like 5% with the $4,000 computers, $200 profit just for buying the parts to build a computer. So that's $200 in profit. There's my time. $200 my time. That's what most people charge. Oh, hey, I built you a computer for an hour. I'm going to charge you $200. I didn't do that. I still don't charge anybody any money. The only thing I charge people for is shipping. So yeah. So there's the 5% cash back. I would buy everything. I'd build the computer. There's about 10 to 11 parts in each computer. I would make videos on all of these parts on the actual listings on Amazon, which I would earn money from. And so there was that. Then I would record the process of building the computer, which I would then upload to YouTube, which the affiliate links for other people to build the computer would be sent over to Amazon. And then I would earn money from the affiliate links, and I would also earn money from YouTube. And then because I was recording like full-blown computer builds with the PC parts, expensive stuff, like I became valuable to brands. I became valuable to companies. I became value to anybody that has anything for sale on Amazon. Because how many times do you go to Amazon or even YouTube and they're just unboxing something? Oh, here, let me show you the friggin' thing. Here it is. Let me just show it to you. As if that, dude, at least for me, I don't give a crap. I can literally look at a photo of it. I don't need your video showing it to me. Okay? So like, so yeah, dude. So anyways, I would like make videos like actually building. I would like actually use the NVMe. I would actually use the motherboard. I would actually use the CPU, and I would actually use the graphics card. I would actually build a PC inside of the case and show you what the case looks like when it's actually turned on. I would actually show you whether or not the power supply is like actually giving you the power it's supposed to. I would actually play a game because I like playing video games and show you the FPS that you could expect. So, so anyways, I was like actually using the crap and building a computer. So like I became very, 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 very valuable to brands. And I still don't charge companies any money for anything. Cause I do, dude. I actually enjoy what I do. So so I not only was I valuable because of the content that I was making for the actual products being sold on Amazon, but I also wasn't charging the companies and brands any money to actually create the videos because I was operating a business. So so Be Quiet, Corsair, Asus, and MSI. Those are like the four big ones that I constantly worked with. So Be Quiet cases. That's 200 because they would just send me the products. I don't pay shipping. I don't pay for any of it. They just send me the product. I'd make a video for them, post it to YouTube and Amazon. It's free marketing for them. They'd send me all of it. Just reach out through email. Hey, I'm building a computer. Can you send me a case? Poof, there it is. Um, so yeah, so working with that's the case. Be quiet. I'm just gonna use Be Quiet. So Be Quiet case. That's $200 profit there. Be Quiet power supply. Another $200 profit. Corsair AIO. That's another $250 profit. Asus Z890 motherboard. That's another $400 in profit. So you can see, I never really got graphics cards, so that was I had to buy a lot of the money. So most of the money that I spent was the graphics card, the CPU, and the RAM, and the NVMe SSD. So like I bought 4 out of the 9 parts in pretty much every single computer. So these 4, 5, $6,000 computers, not only am I making money from the Amazon influencer program, not only am I making money from the affiliate links, not only am I making money from the YouTube videos, I'm also getting $3,000 worth of the parts in each computer for free. Or that's actually an overstatement. Like 1,000. Like I was spending about three because 5080, that's what, or well, now it's only $1,000, but it was like $1,700. Then the CPU, that's another $600. Then the NVMe, that's another $200. Then at least for when I was actually really into this computer's RAM, that's another $200. Now it's like $500. But you get my point. So I was spending about $3,000 of my own money, and then I was like profiting just from companies sending me stuff, $1,000 off every computer. And I was selling a computer pretty much every day. So, so yeah, dude. Hopefully that is a value. I know I just went down a like super entrepreneur business rabbit hole there, but you could use this for anything that you're doing. And because your offer is so good, it's impossible to say no to, which is literally, you know, so you could imagine this. Like imagine you're looking for a computer. I'm going to so you can see like why this worked out so well for me. So imagine you're looking for a computer, right? So imagine you're browse, let's say Facebook Marketplace, or you're watching a YouTube video. There's a full list of parts with the price of each part, literally showing you what it costs, each part, with the final cost. I'll actually just show you this right now. Please tell me you open on the right monitor. Okay, cool. Because this is literally that computer over there. I'll show it. Please do not crash. You better not crash. Windows update. All right, so here you go. So this is the 5080 and the 9800X 3D computer set. This, I literally will post this to the actual listing. So the RTX 5080 is $1,300. The case, which I didn't pay anything for, $145. Gigabyte motherboard, which I didn't pay anything for, $400. G-Skill RAM, it's $400. Unfortunately, the CPU 9800, NVMe, Be Quiet. I didn't pay anything for this. There's a lot of Be Quiet stuff here because they're one of the companies I work. Be Quiet's profit $130. Be Quiet power supply, it's $174. So this computer, like, and then the final cost right here. So there's this, and then when I actually post the listing to Facebook, it's going to show you the benchmarks. And people don't, and just so we're clear, I order everything with my own money. I build the computer. It is already ready to go. People do not pay me a penny until they actually come and grab the computer, until they actually make sure the computer is working. Okay, so you could imagine you're trying to build a computer. What I just showed you, the price, that is all people pay. I'm not going to charge you a $300. Let make up for my time. Give me money for my time. I don't have employees. I don't have a warehouse that I store all of this crap in. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm one guy doing all this crap. And it's because everything that I do, I actually enjoy. there's times that I get burnt out, there's times that I get exhausted, and there's times that I get very frustrated because I don't have control over how YouTube recommends the content. I don't have control over that. So there's times that I get very upset and very irritated and very annoyed when I actually put effort into a video and it gets 100 views. All right. That's very exhausting and irritating when that happens. But anyways, yeah. So you can imagine why that worked out so well for me. I have the price of each part with the final cost. The computer's already built, ready to go. There it is. There's a literal video of me building the computer and it turned on, showing you it works. There's benchmarks so that people can actually see what the computer is going to perform like. Why would anybody not buy that computer from me? Including somebody that knows how to build the computer. Because I literally just built it for you for nothing. Why would you build it? So yeah, let's actually that was a really long ramble there. Dude, this is the type, listen, okay. I made it clear that I'm a conversation. I literally showed you this. All right. I literally have it, like, I have to put it right because I'll forget. Dude, I'm just a guy that wants. So imagine going and hanging out with a friend. Okay. What I just did there, is that not how you would communicate and talk to a friend? Or would you just like, oh, hey, Mick, would you do this with a friend? Would you do this with a friend? Literally, whatever. You're showing your friend 900 Super Famicom games, and you're just reading the description to him every time. Oh, hey, so this Mickey to Donald Magical Adventure was a licensed game that doesn't exactly have the best reputation, but in fact, they're not even as common as they were just like 2 generations ago. In a single decade, licensed games went from being commonplace to virtually non-existent. The Magical Quest series started Mickey Mouse in a fairly traditional but well-designed platformer, which was improved upon its sequel. Now, adding co-op. Would you do that, dude? Or or in other words, would you copy and paste every other YouTuber on YouTube at this point? So listen, I make videos that I would want to watch myself. If you read a script, dude, listen, you can go ahead and say, oh, well, scripting a video is putting in effort. Okay, whatever. If there is a creator out there that isn't using AI to like create their script, whatever, dude. Okay. That's fine. Okay, you put effort into your video. That's great. Listen, if I can tell somebody is reading, I dip. I'm out. I can't stand it when I can tell someone's reading. That's the first problem. Second problem is if there's a news video and somebody's whatever making a news video, it's at this point, dude, because everybody's attention span is just, including myself, by the way, they're like the news channels or people like sharing stuff. They'll literally spend 20 seconds like talking about something and then move on to the next topic. And then 20 seconds and then move on to the next topic. And then 20 seconds and then move on to the next topic. Dude, at least for me, what that comes across is I don't give a crap about what I'm saying. I'm literally making this video in a way that YouTube's algorithm will promote it to more people so that I can make money from it. That's all that screams to me. Because I do it. Okay. I understand why people do what they do on YouTube. So it may not be as obvious to other people, but that's why they do that, dude. Or it's that, or they just don't care about what they're talking about. So it's either, oh, hey, I'm chasing money, so I need to obey YouTube, or I don't give a crap about what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to make this video as quickly as I possibly can and dip. That's all that does. That's all that screams to me. So listen, what I watch is I watch conversational stuff. Like Joe Rogan is I know that he's not everybody's cup of tea, okay? But Joe Rogan is a really good example of what I'm saying right now. He doesn't like think about, oh, we're going to make a 2-hour podcast about ketchup and every single chemical inside of ketchup. And then we're going to tell you why you shouldn't eat ketchup. That was a stupid example. It's what popped into my mind for some reason. Ketchup. I don't know why. It's probably whatever, something red. Plus, I've been eating a lot of pizza lately. I've been making some protein pizza. It's been pretty fire. So I'll show you. It's like a pizza recipe. You use 100 grams of unflavored casein protein, not whey protein, because that's disgusting. But you use 100 grams of casein protein, 100 grams of vital wheat gluten, 100 grams of wheat bran, and 100 grams of bamboo fiber. It's literally like a protein fiber bomb. Okay. Then you use 100 or whatever. You're all going to like, what the fuck? So use pizza sauce if you want to. They're genius. Okay. I use ketchup because I like ketchup. So I use ketchup for my pizza sauce. And in the dough there, I put garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, and salt. So, anyways, I put it in the oven at 500 for about 10 minutes. Let it crisp right up like a beast. And then about 10 minutes in, I'll squirt my ketchup. and then I'll put 100 grams of Parmesan cheese over the bottle stuff. Not the fresh stuff, because whatever there, Mr. Oh, Parmesan fresh is so much better. I like the bottled stuff. Just like Velveeta. Whatever, dude, you can go ahead and say real cheese is better. Rip, Velveeta is superior. I don't care what you say. So Velveeta or Parmesan cheese, just so I feel like such a freak of nature right now. Velvet. I feel like a 5-year-old. But dude, it's kind of like I've just letting my inner child like kind of just full send it. I'm the most immature, irresponsible person ever. And like this became really aware to me. But anyways, yeah, Velveeta, Parmesan cheese, and then ketchup for your pizza toppings. So anyways, I was a little while ago, I was watching movies. And it's been about a year since I've been on this like serious like this nostalgia trip, because it's what's been making me really happy. All right, we're only on T, so T X Q curse U V W X Y Z. Yeah, so we still got a few letters left. I have to do that for the alphabet, or I'll forget them. But anyways, I've been on this nostalgia trip for about a year now, but like probably a few months ago, I realized this with like the movies and shows, or it was probably a little longer than that, because unfortunately I made a stupid mistake with Disney and I subscribed to their dumb subscription, like, because they had this like dumb thing where like you have to do this on PC, you have to do this over here, then you can't do this over here, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, you're subscribed to Hulu, you're subscribed to ESPN, you're subscribed to Disney. I'm blown away that Disney hasn't been like in some serious lawsuit for this crap, because they totally manipulate people's wallets. So anyways, I was on this like whatever, this Disney and Hulu like thing for a few months. And I went back to like all the old stuff, dude. And then like because I was consumed with the old crap, then I subscribed to Paramount, which has all like the old Nickelodeon shows and stuff, which now that's all been done. But anyways, all that's over now. And like with it, like a few months ago, I tried watching like a grown-up movie, like a good movie, like a popular movie. And it was not interesting to me at all. And I still can't watch like the blockbuster films, because they're all the same. They're like all the same, dude. Whereas like the kid movies, the kid shows, or I don't want to say kid movies and kid shows, but like whatever, like movies and shows that are made for like people between like 10 and 20 years old. What would be a good, like Jurassic Park is a good example, or Shrek would be another good example, or Aladdin would be another good example. I'm glad that popped. Or Ninja Turtles, or The Expanse, which is sci-fi and fantasy, but it's still like one of my favorite shows ever. The first few episodes sucked, but if you can get past the like story stuff, it gets really good. So you get my point, man. They're all like super creative. They're all super imaginative, and they're all like basically you're watching a movie or a show that says, "Yo, check this out." Like every episode or every scene in the movie is like, yo, check this out. Yo, check this out. Yo, check this out. Yo, check this out. Whereas like all the freaking movie like 007, which is one of the movies I tried watching, or whatever, dude. Like all the like blockbuster films, they're like, how do I want to explain it? They're definitely not, yo, check this out. They're more I don't know. I know what I want. I know I can't think of the word that I want to say here, so I'm just going to explain it with the way that I can think to explain it. There this happened, so this happened, which caused that to happen, and now this is it. Which caused that to happen, which caused this to happen, and now this is it. And now this happened, which caused this to happen. So it's like this like you have these like mini stories that lead into the next story that lead into the next story, which causes this. There's this story that leads into that story, which leads into this story, and it causes this. There's this story, which leads into that story, which leads into this story, and then it causes this. So, and then like 2 hours into the friggin' movie or whatever, you finish a show and poof, cliffhanger. so so like you get at least that's for the shows like story this happened, story this happened, and at the end it's some cliffhanger for the next episode. Or if you're watching a movie, it overcomplicates it so much that like halfway through you're like, what am I even seeing or watching right now? Like, wait, what do you even mean? The only part of the movies that you even understand is the cause to this. So it's like there's these like all these like sections, and then boom. And then you're like, think to yourself, oh, that's why this happened. Oh, now I get it. And then like the next like 20 minutes, you're just like, what am I even watching? And then this happened. And you're like, oh, now I get it. And that's why that happened. So, anyways, they're not creative at all. They're not imaginative. They're all the exact same thing. There's some CIA agent that goes after some super terrorist enemy, and then bad guy. Well, he's gone for the ending. Or there's some drama series. Oh, these two people get into a relationship. They're really happy together. Oh, this guy comes into the relationship and steals this girl. And then this girl's really sorry. Oh, now she's going to go chasing after her old boyfriend. Oh, and then the ending, super happy, fluffy ending. Oh, we're together again. Or some comedy. So you get my point. The fantasy, the sci-fi stuff, the whatever. I don't want to call it a kids movie because it's not. They're not kids movie. I'm not talking about friggin' Blues Clues and Barney crap. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like stuff like Shrek. I'm talking about stuff like Aladdin. I'm talking about stuff like that really creative like stuff. You know what I mean? It's yeah. So, anyways, I just realized that. So I've just the whole reason I said that is because I've just let my inner child like go. I've just like whatever, dude. Like if people don't like me, they don't like me. If they don't, whatever, man. So yeah, it's that's kind of like how I operate. So man, I can't believe we're only on number 5. Where are we at? W. I don't remember. W X Y. Oh God, we're almost over. So I can't believe. See it? See, dude, I need like 4 hours worth of talking to like finish my rambles. That's so funny. I just rambled my mouth for a whole hour. We're only on number 5. So so in all seriousness, like, if you have seen any like cool games that you recommend me play, let me know. Star Ocean. Oh, I actually think I remember seeing this one. Wow, you're not even going to show the footage of the gameplay. You guys saw it, but I get to piss so bad right now. You have no idea. Ease? No, that came to him. I really got to go to the bathroom. Really bad. Like wicked bad. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let this finish here. I'm literally going to run to the bath. You know what? I hate this right here. I literally bought another 85-inch TV, dude, because I thought this would be sick. It is so, like, not good. I don't like it at all. 2 TVs right there. I don't like it. It's so like I bought because I literally built that 9800X 3D and the 5080 computer, which I'm gonna sell because it doesn't work. Um, because that computer, this is my work computer, and I don't want to fry my work computer gaming on it. So I built that other computer for this setup over here. Just like retro game, and I also have a mini PC and emulation. But the problem is the TVs are so big that like you sit in front of, or near one, or like whatever, you angle yourself in front of it, and then you go to look at the other one, and it's so angled, it's like all distorted, and it's like not cool looking. And if you, because they're both on stands, so if I angle it, then it reflects off the other TV, which then reflects off that TV, and it's so like not it didn't work out at all. It totally didn't work out. I thought it would be the sickest thing ever. But it totally sucks. I don't like it. Like these two monitors, like it's small enough to where I can kind of like move my head a couple inches and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what's right there. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm gonna come back over here. Oh, yeah, that's what's up. But like, whereas this, you're like, oh, oh yeah. So it totally did not work out the way I wanted it to. Oh my god, please hurry up and end there. I really do. I could okay, we're two more games. So when it hits to the ZZZ, that's going to be the end of the video. Like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff that you hopefully already did. I literally never say it throughout the video. And also, hopefully you respect me not selling you a bunch of stuff. No brands, no sponsors, no nothing, not like nothing, dude. Hopefully this was enjoyable for you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I really got to piss so bad. You have no idea, dude.